Hello, my name is Marion. I'm also known as Miss Mustard Seed, and I'm going to talk today about the colors in my milk paint line. It can be really challenging to tell what a color is on a little color card and to know if that's going to be right for your project. So I hope this video of me describing the colors will help you be able to decide what's right for you. So let me start with the neutrals. We have 3 neutrals. Ironstone, which is the closest we have to a bright white. It's definitely still an off-white, but it pulls a little bit gray. It's a cooler white. And so if you're looking for a bright white, Ironstone is the one that you're going to want to choose. That's the closest that we have. The second one is linen, and that is our cream. And that definitely has yellow undertones. So especially if you wax it or apply hemp oil to it, that's going to bring out those yellow undertones. So if you want the cream, go with linen. If you don't want yellow undertones, go with Ironstone. And the third neutral is grain sack. And grain sack is one of my favorite colors. It's a chameleon color. It looks different depending on what you have it next to. Sometimes it looks white. Sometimes it looks gray, sometimes it looks beige. So it's a wonderful color if you just want something neutral and you can't make up your mind of what you want and you don't want white. So grain sack's definitely a good choice. I love that color. And the grays, we have Shudder Gray, which is a French blue gray. It's a little bit of a paler gray. And then Trophy, which is a truer gray. It's a little bit warmer, has yellow undertones to it. So if you want a true gray, I would choose Trophy. If you want a blue gray, I would go with Shudder Gray. Then we have our yellow, which is mustard seed yellow, of course. And this is I would describe it as a warm, buttery yellow. It's very soft. It's not bright or harsh, but yet it's still a pretty saturated yellow. It's not really pale and pastelish either. So that's mustard seed yellow, and that's the only yellow in our line right now. If you do want something brighter, or lighter, you can always mix it with Ironstone or linen to get a paler yellow. And then for the dark colors, we have Typewriter and Curio. And Typewriter is our black. I would describe it as a soft black, slightly off black. It's definitely not blue or gray or anything. It's a black, but it's not a jet black. And then Curio is a walnut brown. And I was a little resistant to do a brown because who wants to paint a piece of furniture brown? But Curio is a great color to mix with other colors. It's also good to add some more water to it and use it as a stain or a glaze. So there are a lot of uses for Curio, even if you don't want to just paint a piece of furniture brown. For the greens, we have Luckett's Green and Boxwood. Luckett's Green is the lighter one, and I would describe it as a spring green or a vintage green. This color is found on a lot of furniture in the 1930s and 40s. So it's definitely very reminiscent of that era. And then Boxwood is sort of a dark grassy green. It's a little bit more muted than a straight out grass green, but it doesn't go as far as being an olive. Now, if you do want olive, you can go ahead and mix it with Curio or Typewriter and make it a little bit darker. And for the blue greens, we have Kitchen Scale, which is the darker one. I would describe that as more of a teal. And then Eulalia Sky, which is a pale aqua. Now, Eulalia Sky, that's a weird name for a color. That's named after a cow painting I have in my home. That's become a bit of a trademark of my style. And this is the color of the sky in her painting. So when we picked out this color, I knew exactly what I wanted to name it. And then we have the blues, which I'm a blue girl, as you can tell in my house. I love blue. French Enamel is our lightest blue. It's sort of a mid-tone blue. It's named after the French enamel pictures that you can find. So that'll give you a good sense of the color. It's definitely a vibrant blue, but it's not super bright. Flow Blue is our medium blue. And again, it's a bright, saturated blue, but it definitely has sort of a vintage muted quality about it. And that's named after the blue that you find in Flow Blue China. And Artissimo is a navy or a midnight blue. So if you're looking for a dark, rich blue, you want to go with Artissimo. If you want something a little bit brighter, French Enamel is probably what you want. And this is the purple in our line. This is dried lavender. And if you follow my blog, you know I don't have a lot of purple in my house or my decorating. So when people were asking for a purple, I knew that dried lavender was the direction I wanted to go. So this is a smoky gray purple, definitely a little bit paler color. It's not super saturated. And we called it dried lavender. I've sold dried lavender in my space for years. So it automatically came to mind when we were going to do a purple. And then we have Apron-Strings, which is one of our newer colors. It's a coral or raspberry kind of color. The intensity of it depends on what you're painting, but it's really a lovely color, and you can mix it with linen to make some beautiful pinks, or ironstone as well. And then Tricycle is our red, and this is just the perfect red in my opinion. You just can't go wrong with this. If you want something red, go with Tricycle. It's not a dark muted barn red, but it's not the super bright fire engine red. It's somewhere in between. It's just perfect for furniture and for statement pieces. And you can also mix Tricycle with ironstone or linen to make some pinks as well. So those are all 18 colors, and I hope this description of them will help you determine the color that is right for you.